Okay, so right now we're going to get into starting your rope properly. That way you get yourself set up for success, get the rope under tension, get it in its nice shape, ready for you to hop through, okay? So what we see a lot of people do wrong, go ahead and step over your rope. Rule number one is keeping that rope off the ground. See, right now you dropped it and it's partway under your shoes, under your heels. So we want to make sure we get the rope up against, I just say against our socks, but against your lower calves is number one. Always feel it there so you can kind of tug and then just bend your elbows and chill out there. Now, getting the rope moving around your body, where we see people do this improperly is, I call it pulling the covers over their head, is they'll just bring their handles up like this and they'll just flick the rope straight out. Just do that, right? That basically the rope doesn't ever open up until it gets way out here in front of you. So what we really want to see happen is you take your handles and you're going to kick them wide to send the rope back, straight back, and then you pull your hands back into that broomstick position that we went over earlier. The rope will come around and should stop right at your toes. So give that a shot. Boom, right there. And we're always trying to get back to that broomstick position off our hip crease. So we're reinforcing good positioning over and over and over. So step over the rope again, get it up against your legs again, and then kick wide, pull the rope over, boom, right to that broomstick position. That's perfect. Now, people want to know, how fast should I do this? You only need to get the rope fast enough so that it's under tension, okay? So that it holds a nice shape. That one was the one you just did was a little bit floppy, so let's try it again. Reset, and then just kick it back a little bit more. Yeah, and then you only missed your toes because your hands were finished wide. So this is a key point. What you're doing right now without you knowing is called a toe catch. And a toe catch is where you literally get the rope moving around your body, get it to climb right up onto your toes and just stop right there. That's what we're shooting for. That's actually a fantastic drill. And what a lot of people do wrong is basically when they kick their hands wide to get the initial movement of the rope going around you, they leave their hands wide. And that's why you see a lot of people that jump in this position, because the first thing they do is they engage their traps and their delts and their scaps, their big muscles, to get the rope started. And then they think, oh, I need to keep those engaged to turn the rope. And it's not. You're only doing that to get the rope moving initially, then everything drops down into that very relaxed, chill, right, broomstick position. So do that again, toe catch, kick it back, drop it in, boom, right under the toes. That's nice, exactly. Now step over it. So now what we like to do is, since you have that toe catch down, is start the rope same way, do a single under, land, catch the next one that comes around, right? So it's single under, toe catch. Good, try it again. People always want to take 2 hops to begin with. It's 1 hop and then just stop. Hop, stop, catch, reset. Yep, and when you finish, you're letting your hands fall back a little bit. Make sure they stop in front of the pockets, okay? 2 single unders, toe catch. 1, 2, stop, catch. And now, let's use our framing. So I want you keep your head neutral and get your eyes down to 45. And I want you to finish and find your hands. Take inventory of where your hands are. So reset. So do 3 single unders, find your hands in your peripheral, and toe catch. Find your hands, and catch, find your hands. Good, they're in the right position now. Reset, let's do 4. So now the drill we're doing is called add-on. You're adding on another single under, but you're trying to really reinforce and repeat good positioning on every rep. Up to 4, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, find our hands. Perfect, 5. 4, 5, land, and catch. Great, so that's the toe catch. That's the add-on drill. We would normally take that up to 10, and it's just a great check-in drill just so that you can really reinforce good positioning and get your rope started as early as possible so that you have the best opportunity to hop through that rope. That was excellent. How'd that feel?
Good.
Yeah, I like the way that looked, and you learned a lot about yourself, right, where your hands are supposed to be. So that's the toe catch drill. Now we talked about wide to narrow. That's really a huge component that a lot of people fail at, is kicking wide and staying wide. So we have a drill to kind of compensate for that, and it's called the in and out drill. So you haven't done this yet, but basically what you're going to do is start off doing single unders, try and get into nice narrow, we call it narrow position. And I want you to do 5 single unders, staying narrow, and then I want you to do the next 5 where you slowly move your hands out away from your body, trying not to catch. Right? You're going to feel the rope climb in at your toes. So 5 out, 5 coming back in, narrow. You could even get really exaggerated narrow and then back out and then back in. Do that for like a round of 5. So we're staying narrow. Now we're going to start pushing out wide, wide, wide. Don't catch, don't catch, don't catch. Back in real narrow. How super narrow can you get? Hug your body. Yeah, you feel that rope get real sloppy, long out in front of you. Now let's get wide, 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 wide. Now it's climbing in towards your toes. Don't catch, don't catch. Yeah, then back in again. Narrow, narrow, narrow. Now the rope's long and floppy. And toe catch. Great. So, how'd that feel?
Good.
Yeah.
You can really tell the difference.
You feel what's happening down here with the rope, right?
Yeah.
The tension on the rope and where it's contacting the ground. That's what people need to pay attention to. Where is the rope making contact in front of their toes, and maintain the right spot, which is about a shoe length in front of your toes. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, so those are some drills to really kind of narrow in on good positioning. Use that toe catch drill and the add-on drill, as well as the in and out drill. Get to it. Okay, so I'm going to take Devin through a series of our jump rope drills, and there's different focuses for each one, and they're just things that give you a little check-in and things to focus on. And the first one is going to be, I'm going to have you do like 20 single unders, and for those 20 single unders, what I want you to really focus on is your contact point. Where is the rope hitting the ground? I want you to use your ears to listen for that sound. What you're trying to accomplish is the lightest grazing, so you have to adjust your hand positioning so that the rope barely grazes the ground, right, instead of really smacking it, okay? And then using your peripheral vision, your 45-degree and peripheral vision to frame up your hand. So let's try that. 20 single unders, find your contact point. So I'm looking at your rope to make sure that the rope is not disturbed at all. Yep, you could probably lighten it up even a little bit more. So you'd raise your hands up just a little bit. There you go. You hear the sound was different?
Yeah.
And I'm sure the vibration in your hands was probably a little bit different as well.
Yeah.
So that's good. So really focusing on that nice toe catch.
Thank you.
Really focusing on that contact point. And again, about a shoe length in front of you is what you're shooting for. That's the ideal spot where the rope comes down, gives you enough time to get out of the way, and the rope will just glide right past your feet. Too far in front, it's going to have too much impact, too much drag slowing it down, or it could rebound into your toes. So that's good. So contact point, that's the first one. The next one is framing. So again, here we're going to really use our peripheral, and I want you to focus on seeing your hands the entire time. So for all 20 reps, see your hands with your peripheral. And thinking about your contact point also. So now we're starting to stack some of these skills. Good. Contact point sounds nice. It's nice and clean passing through. You see your hands?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Now the next one is one of my favorites, is alternating step. Okay, so this is literally jogging in place. The only thing I want to say about this, nothing else changes other than when you're jogging in place, think in terms of high knees with your feet staying under your bottom rather than kicking your feet out the back. We call that cheerleading style, cheerleading prance. Good. So now you're still using framing, you're still thinking of your contact point, and now you're just doing alternating step. So you're just working on your coordination. Beautiful, and a toe catch to finish. Good. The last one that we really like to have people do is single unders, 2 feet, standard positioning, close your eyes, try and use all of your other senses. You know, use your audible, listen to what the rope is doing, listen to the swish of the rope, the contact point of the rope, and see if you are, you know, recreating all of the techniques we just practiced. Looks good. Contact point looks good. Hand positioning is good. Elbows are where they're supposed to be. Very nice. How'd that feel? Feel like you're turning around in a circle?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do. So those are some great drills. So I usually like to have people do 50 of those at a time for each one, and just gives you enough time to focus on those. And then you notice that I started having Devin think about multiple components as she was doing the drills. So that's how you start stacking your skills. Now the last thing we like to practice is what we call the RX complex, and that's simply a pattern, a repeating pattern. And if you get through it, it's 5 reps at a time. If you get through it, you add on 5 reps. If you get through it unbroken, you add on 5 reps. So the way that looks is 5 single unders, then 5 right-legged single unders, 5 left-legged single unders, then 5 alternating step, then go right back to single unders. This time it's 10, 10, 10, 10, and then go on. Let's see if we can get to about 15. Good. Now we go on to 10. Good. Yeah, it's a little bit of a puzzle. Now alternating, yep. That's good. Perfect. So that's just a nice basic drill and pattern that we like to practice. Everything stays the same. Hand positioning stays the same. Elbows, contact point. You're just changing what the feet are doing, and it's a little bit of a mental puzzle. It gets you thinking about things, right? Now the advanced version of that is after the alternating step, you add double unders. So you do 5 double unders and then go right back into single unders, which really shows rope speed control. You haven't tried that yet. Why don't we see? Let's give it a shot. 5 singles, 5 right, 5 left, 5 alternating, then doubles. Alternating, now doubles. That's good though. That's good. Yeah, so all that didn't happen was a little more elevation. Yeah, that's where you really stomp down, get a little more elevation, and then you'd pull it off, no problem. So I'm gonna have you just go right into 5 double unders and then take them back to singles, and I want to see if you can make that transition. Reset. There it is. There it is. So big stomp and go up. There it is. Awesome, you can stop there. Actually, that was a perfect teaching moment, and that's something I really want the audience at home to see, is that the big cure, and Devin's obviously already a really good jumper, you know, games athlete multiple times, podium finisher. So elevation, height is your biggest weapon in your favor, just to get success, get the rope through. And so when she just put a little more emphasis on creating a little more clearance, then she could settle into her double unders, and that's all it was. So that's the big takeaway for that. Awesome drill, good job.